Welcome to Whiskey's a Journey. My name's Peter Fasciano.
Very Bridget Fasciano.
Just thought I'd roll that over from last week.
That'll be your thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So this is my Wednesday series that I'm calling Sip It or Skip It. If you're new to this channel, you want to give it a shot? If you're new to the channel, what I have is an app on my phone. I have all of my whiskeys
randomized on my phone. I'm going to spin the wheel, see what we have, pull it off the shelf.
Do a quick review.
We'll taste it, and we will tell you if it's going to be a sip, like we'll buy the bottle when it's gone and replace it, or if it is a skip, and when the bottle is gone, we won't purchase it again.
Perfect.
Is that right?
Yep. Go ahead and spin the wheel and see what we're doing today.
Spin the wheel. Let's go. It seems like it's spinning longer. Dingle Batch 5.
We're breaking the skip. We're breaking the skip.
The skip.
I just have to throw that out there.
You know you like this?
Yes. This is not a skip.
You don't have to wait till the end of the video.
But stick around. I'm seriously, this is...
Well, it'll be interesting to see if I like it.
You're right.
It may not be...
Let me go ahead and grab this.
Okay. I don't know about the name, though. Dingle?
Dingle.
Dingle Batch 5. That sounds too much like Dingleberry. That I would skip. Why was it like in the back of your collection? Oh, look at that. Mm-hmm. You sounded like my husband right there. Mm-hmm.
Because he and I are the people that drank this stuff.
Oh, okay.
He and I? Yeah.
Yes.
It's not me.
No, it's not me because it wouldn't be me drank this. It would be I drank this.
Dingle. This is Dingle Single Malt.
So is
Irish
it the
whiskey.
right one? Is there only one Dingle Batch 5? Single
Yes.
barrel versus single malt?
Yep. There's only one.
Ooh, it's light.
Batch number 5.
I always, when I see the really light whiskeys, it reminds me of Japanese whiskeys. Japanese whiskeys are always super light. Well, at least the ones that I've seen from your collection.
So I didn't do this on my last Sip It or Skip It, but all the information for this whiskey is right here. And let's get into this. I'm excited.
You're excited.
Yep. So Dingle. Single Malt.
Do you only have one?
Irish whiskey. I have 2 Dingles, but I only have one Batch 5. So Graham Cool is the master distiller over at Dingle. He has a storied history with Scotch, and I believe he was with Glen Murray for a while. And then,
That smells like a Jolly Rancher.
and then ended up going over to Dingle, and I think his
my
thing
goodness.
is non-chill
I keep
filtered.
cutting you off, but I've seriously have
Natural color.
never, in any of these that I've done with you and when you come over to my house, ever picked out a smell so strong as that. That is total Jolly Rancher.
Green Jolly Rancher?
Yes. Wow.
Yeah, I really like this one quite a bit.
That's crazy.
So stick around until the end, whether this is going to be a sip or a skip. Yeah, so what I end up getting on here is definitely that green apple note. I don't necessarily know for me if it reaches the Jolly Rancher, but I do get like a good, clean, crisp green apple. What is it?
That's total.
A Granny Smith.
Granny Smith. No, that's totally green Jolly Rancher.
And there is a little bit of malt to this, being a single malt.
Which is funny. I don't get it out of my right nostril, but I do out of my left.
How you get something different each time.
Why is that?
I don't know.
If
Maybe
any of you are ENTs out there, please let us know. Why would I get something different out of my right nostril than I would out of my left?
Because you have to blow your nose. So let's go ahead and get this thing on the palate. Cheers.
Cheers. Is that a Scotch?
It's a single malt. It's an Irish single malt. Scotch is made in Scotland. Irish single malts are made in Ireland.
I got messed up on that last video.
But
too,
they're basically the same thing. They're one and the same. They're just in different regions. So, and what's interesting, not necessarily interesting about this one, but this is the second to last batch of their individual batches before they actually started to release their core lineup.
Do you get the taste of the green apple or the green Jolly Rancher on the taste?
Yeah, it's in here. And this is a marriage of bourbon, Pedro Jimenez, and Madeira casks.
Oh, you like Pedro Jimenez.
Yeah. And my brother-in-law, her husband, John, we both got into whiskey at the same exact time. And when I brought this bottle over, it was a game changer. And as you can tell, I'm milking the last of it. Pedro Jimenez, for some reason, in scotches, Irish single malts, even in American bourbons, it marries pretty well. It does something different to the whiskey, and I like it.
I just want to smell this all day.
It smells so good, and it tastes really good. Yeah, on that second sip, as we're going through, the initial green apple note starts to subside just a little bit, and the Madeira and the Pedro Jimenez start to shine through a little bit more. And a lot of times when you use Pedro Jimenez and or a secondary barrel, those barrels put an influence into the whiskey where it hides the distillate or it hides the original whiskey that's actually going into the barrel. And I think this does a really good job of balancing the PX and the Madeira and the bourbon.
It's funny because when you read what it says on here about the flavors,
Yeah, you got to take those with a grain of salt.
it's like reading them on wine
Yeah,
bottles. Molten honeycomb and salted caramel.
I get saltiness. There's definitely a saltiness in here, but I wouldn't
Sun-dried
say
raisin forward,
raisins because of
scented
the Pedro
with
Jimenez
creamy blossom honey and saturated with vanilla.
and the vanilla from the bourbon barrels. No matter what it says on the back of the label, this is good. I think this is a pretty well-developed single malt, Irish single malt. So,
All right.
can we move on?
With that being said,
Yeah, let's go ahead and move on. So, because of everything that I said from the very beginning, as soon as it hit on the wheel and it said Dingle Batch number 5,
you got giddy.
this is a sip. Just plain and simple, it's a sip. I haven't had any of the other Dingle batches. I think they stopped on batch number 6. If you have had any of their batches, let me know which one you liked the most. If you had batch number 5, leave some comments down below on what you think of it. I wouldn't say that this is extraordinary. I was just so excited that I broke the streak of skips. So I might be, over exaggerating how good this bottle is. Back in 2022, this was in the running for my Irish whiskey of the year, but I couldn't put it on the list because it's batch number 5, very limited availability, and I also had to order it online through the Whiskey Exchange. So what it ended up beating this out was Bushmills 16, Bushmills Single Malt 16. So, all right, I think that's all I have for this. Do you have anything else to say?
Do you love me?
Yes, I absolutely do.
This is a skip for me.
That's fine.
I don't see what you see in this. No, I don't. And I'm sorry for those of you that love this.
You don't have to apologize.
Yeah, not my favorite, especially at $144. This would not be something that I would reach for at all.
That's
especially at
perfectly
$144.
I'm not offended at all.
Okay, good. I'm glad because
Hey, everybody's got their own palate.
no, absolutely. That's why we
You like
that's
what
why
you
we
like.
do this.
Yep.
Yeah. So
And that's
There we
where
have
we're
it.
going to leave it. Next week, it's just going to be me. So wherever you're at in your journey, I hope you
Enjoy
enjoy it. I'm joking. Hopefully, we'll just rerun another one of these and see if we can get.
we'll just keep going. I feel like I need to do wardrobe changes, but we're just rocking this.
So we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye. You can pour that in there if you
Yeah,
want.
there you go.
All right.
Sorry.
It's okay. I'm going to put a lid on this. We'll finish it later tonight.
You'll finish it later tonight because I would not reach for that.